Hey guys, I'm Tracy Ryan and I'm here today with Bobby Vogel. Bobby and I recently met at the Montel Williams podcast where I was blown away when I found out she was this incredible medical intuitive because I have a little girl who was diagnosed at 8.5 months old with a low-grade brain tumor called an optic pathway glioma. She's now 7 years old, and all these years later, whereas we do finally have her tumor stable after 6 long years on chemotherapy, she still has a ton of toxicity in her system and she has lost most of her vision due to this tumor. So Bobby and I have now teamed up to not only try and help my child and see if we can't get some of the vision back, but also clear out some of the tumor inside of her brain. But we had this idea that since I'm truly a plant medicine expert, and she is working with spiritual medicine, we want to look into combining the two. So what you're going to see in the upcoming clip is our first attempt at doing that on my child. Yay, it's super exciting. Yeah. And Bobby hasn't ever worked with the endocannabinoid system, which is a system that I am most comfortable with and know the most about.
Learning a lot, though.
Exactly. And what's really cool is Spirit is teaching her as these messages are coming through my child. So to see all of this unfold is really interesting, and we're hoping to work on a lot more children moving forward with various diseases to see if she can't figure out what this plant medicine is doing inside of these kids' bodies.
Right. Well, and it was cool enough because, like Tracy said, I'm spirit taught, and I've said that before. So what you're going to see is like literally the first time that I tuned in to see if I could see THC in the body, because I had no idea. And then what unfolded after was so cool because we could see how the THC, the plant medicine, actually prioritized where it needed to go, even though my assumption, right, for the first time was that it was going to be all in her brain and around her eyes. And what happened is it sent it where it needed it, but I don't want to give it all away.
Yeah, let's get to the clip.
Yay.
Are you still working on me?
Is it supposed to go into the glands?
It's supposed to activate the receptors behind the eyes.
But which would, I know, but it has to be,
It's called a CB1 and CB2 receptor.
where are the receptors?
They're everywhere, behind the brain, heart's the
'Cause
upper lung.
Because what I just saw is like, okay, it's here and here, so I was just like, okay, and then asking. It was interesting though because energetically it also came out here.
Really?
And and then it at least whatever I just watched, it didn't come like this. It came around like this, and I felt
What are you doing?
like energy in like something here, like
What were you just doing?
in here, like in there, like behind in here. Where was this thing in my cheeks? I'm salivating more right now, and my face, like about 30 seconds
Can I
ago,
please
was
have
like
my
this
backpack and my robe, please?
sort of feeling. What I am understanding for sure.
Why were you doing
You getting
that?
cotton mouth?
It's stuck behind my nose. Take a deep breath, Sophie, through your, and you do it with your mouth open. So, why they have me, they brought my fingers down here, right, and then it was almost like I was trying to, hold the medicine more up here, because it was coming this way, and then of course that makes sense, right?
So you need to get it to the brain, right? Is that what you mean?
So we should look up,
We
Okay.
should take my body apart.
no,
No.
I might have missed that one. Hang on. Let's look up what are these acupuncture points?
Okay. In the cheeks.
Yeah. Like right where your jaw, right next to your jawbone.
What are you doing, Mom? What's your phone?
I'm helping Bobby.
So if there are, it's whatever these points are, they're going to be right here.
Okay.
And then if these are points, I don't know.
Okay.
But if these are points on both sides of the neck, I would be interested because that's teaching us something.
Mom, this is changing my life.
So the next piece of that, at least what I think I was understanding, because I will find out if these are acupuncture points. Oh, and here's this one, and then this side.
Yeah,
of that.
exactly.
Holy
So
crap.
then, yeah, that's the exact places
So-
you're pointing.
All of these.
This one and that one are the ones you pointed out.
Right. And this one is what I was doing
Oh, right. Well,
during
yeah.
my session today.
Well, you also pointed.
And-
You also told me that there was stuff right behind her ear a second ago.
Right.
So does
right. So right. I was
pointed,
like right
you pointed
behind
there,
my ear.
and you pointed here, and you pointed there. You pointed to all three of those. It's the exact spots.
So 1, 2, 3. These are the I did these during. I did this, and I didn't do that during. They had me just now do that.
And Mom, what?
Let's
So
write
these
down
are
S1. Can I
okay.
get
So
a
it's
pen?
16, 17, 18, and 19.
Bobby,
did a
I'm
ton of
sorry I
it.
keep calling you Dad.
Me?
Yes, you.
This one 18, cheekbone hole acupuncture point.
Do you accept my apology for
I
calling
do.
you
It's
Dad?
happened before.
Let's
Small. So
get
those are all
out
for her. It
of
says
Good.
right. So why that's important
Please
is
don't
because I understand.
I said.
Because what I didn't get out is what they were teaching me when I was putting my fingers like this. I thought, because two things happened. I thought, oh, I'm blocking it. I guess we're holding it up in her head. But then they said no. Then I heard no. We actually need to get it
All the way down.
because of the toxins in her body. So
Yeah.
then they further, I mean, maybe this makes sense, but now I'm like all excited.
Well, I have some thoughts around it when you're done.
But, because I worked a lot on that today, too,
Yeah.
not just her head.
Yeah.
Because, so then in the next thing I understood was that the medicine isn't gonna isn't gonna focus enough and be held here because of her, it's trying to
Pull it this way.
go that way to clear that first.
Right.
So it's almost like that is the first line of
Well, can I tell you why I believe that is?
why.
So, whenever you're dealing with natural killer cells, which is your number one defense mechanism against disease, your gut is a primary source of the balance of those NK cells because when the gut goes, the NK cells go. So I had a theory, like she's had diarrhea since she was a baby
Right.
with the toxins, and my theory
And
is
my-
the reason
and my
that she's
under-
had to have so much chemo for
Excuse
so
me?
long, and why this tumor has been so pesky is because her gut has been so destroyed the entire time.
Mama, cut my back.
Yeah.
Hold on, baby.
And so I mean, when you you'll be able to see on the video the one that during session I was doing all kinds of points on her head, and I was doing lasering also. But then sometimes I was just doing the points, and then some in here, and then there were a couple down here that I was, and then down her legs. And then I got down there and I shook her legs, and she said, "What are you doing?" You know, whatever. And I said, "I'm shaking out all the toxins because all the medicines and all the stuff
Yeah.
that you've had."
Yeah,
So see, that
Are trapped in her
medicine is
belly.
actually
pushing it down.
needing it
Yeah.
to go down that way.
Do you
So-
think she needs more medicine? Because, I mean, I can tell you if we drop her dose at all, she'll have a seizure.
No. But I'm
No,
asking.
they're not
No,
gonna
I'm just-
drop my
yeah,
hold on.
dose.
No, I'm asking because it helps me know also that it's almost equally, if not, I mean, equally a priority
To
be
fix her gut.
doing
Oh, yeah.
all of this here.
But that, her gut, does reach her brain. So when you fix her gut,
yeah.
your gut and your brain are so intertwined that they call your gut your second brain.
I didn't know.
They actually call it your first brain when it comes to your immune system. But your gut, and that's why with like autism, you'll see a lot of intestinal disorders because of the gut. The gut gets so inflamed. If she has a situation where she gets a really bad gut infection, she's just seizing constantly because of what is triggering in her brain. So that makes sense that this medicine needs to clear this out because this is going to help this.
But it went, because I felt.
It did go to the brain.
I
Okay.
felt it go
Well,
like
I know that
this.
it does because if she doesn't take it, she'll seize. So that's the brain.
Yeah.
Not-
Like, well, where are these receptors? So I'm
Yeah.
still curious. Because that's how they get me to know points.
Right.
So it's like
Who,
putting
God?
God, yeah. That's how he teaches me. And then his
Oh, I
angels.
thought you were
Here,
talking
I'll show
about
you a picture
people.
so it'll help you.
Oh, I thought you were talking about people, but I
I'm
thought
talking
you
about
said
God, yeah. That's who I listen to the most.
Not just you, me and you, both of us.
Okay.